Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our banter, where we talk about the story Cicada narrated for the week, what parts we liked and what we didn't like about it. This week's animal fun fact is pigs will sing to their piglets when they're young. No idea why, but that's a fun fact.
Yeah, it's almost like in the story that they're laughing. I think it ties in pretty well, honestly.
Yeah, I know, I keep these fun facts fresh. But besides the point, Cicada, let's get into this story.
Yeah, the old Sow's Secret by Hilt. Pretty short read, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, I think it was perfect length for what it was. It got into character development in the first two paragraphs. It never readjusted or reapplied the character's background. It explained everything you needed to know and got straight into the horror.
Yeah, it talks about the main protagonist, Brannigan and all that, and how he's a simple man. He's got his pigs, he's got his farm, and now one of his pigs is going to be a little weird now after this little boy goes missing. And what's up with that? It's got nothing to do with him. Turns out it does.
Yeah, and I know pigs will eat anything. I like the horror behind this because it realistically, it doesn't have to be a monster. It could just be a pig who has a taste for human.
So now that's actually my first question I had lined up for you about this story. Because all the other pigs, they start staying away from Bertha, like they avoid her, they're scared of her. Do you think that the little boy crawled into the fence and Bertha like went out of her way to eat him, like maliciously?
I that's a tough one. I don't know if it was malicious, but I do believe Berta ate the little boy and left no scraps for any of the other pigs. Um
Oh, they were avoiding her because they were mad at her.
yeah, no. It was definitely they were petty. They're like, "Come on, man. Share some for the rest of us. This is a little boy. There's enough to share." And Bertha, being a hog, hogged it all to herself. But I for the story, I could see it that Bertha went out of her way, malicious, evil behind her eyes, almost in a sense, hunted this child to consume for herself. That makes sense for the story.
Yeah, the thing that really sells that for me is that when Brannigan finds, the overalls of the little boy, um, Bertha laughs at him, like just straight chuckles about it. She's not ashamed of it or anything of the sort. It almost seems as though she's excited that he found it.
I could see that. I also think the more you talk about it, definitely malicious because she's going after the thrill of the hunt, like watching the farmer sleep at night, breathing outside his window. If she really wanted to, I'm sure the pig could probably eat him. Like when he comes out to feed, she gets out of the fence. She could definitely bite at his ankle, startle him, pin him down. And once, you fall down in a pig pen, if you're getting swarmed by pigs, you're not getting back up.
Oh, absolutely. Um, I do think that, Bertha kind of wanted him to find it. Not that Bertha wanted to die in any sense, just that Bertha wanted him to find the body.
Okay, how so?
Part of me, with the laugh after he finds it and then the laugh out in the woods after he shoots her, almost makes it seem like whatever was malicious about Bertha got released, and that was the end goal.
Okay. So the pig was just a host for whatever evil spirit this was, and the farmer doing what he thinks is right, killing this pig who has a taste for human flesh, releases it to the greater area, the world, however far you want to stretch this.
Yeah, that was kind of my thought process on that one, and I might be digging way too far into that. You know, it's a pretty baseline story. There's not a lot into it. You know, it's shorter and all that, so I might just be digging a little bit too far. But I like to dig like that. You know.
Yeah, and I think the story, with the length of it and the details it does include, it allows the reader to think and come up with endings like that. It the way I took it was just this farmer was traumatized. It was all in his head. Almost like I guess PTSD. Like he'll never lose that laugh, but that's the extent of it. Like he has addressed the problem. He's killed the pig. There is nothing but his dreams that haunt him now.
I can get behind that, and like I have no disagreements with that. I think it still fits, especially with how the farmer is. He just sees it as that now it haunts his dreams. He took care of the problem. For the record, I love the fact that he just hides the fact that his pig ate the kid. Just shakes his head when he's out at the bars, like, ah, what a shame. Like, come clean. It was your pig, not you.
Yeah, no, that's a very interesting note. I don't know why he would hide it. Like there is I don't think anyone's gonna blame him that the kid got into his like pig pen. I what does he gain from it?
Yeah, everybody knew that this little boy was overzealous and liked to go out and explore and would go places that he wasn't supposed to go. I guess the only thing that I could see is, maybe he panicked with, Bertha laughing at him and all that. So he killed Bertha, buried her, and then was like, "Oh, shoot, I probably should have just told somebody right away. Now I'm not going to say a thing."
I guess in the same vein, I also feel like he could have killed the pig, been like, this is what happened. I'm sure they could have exhumed the pig pen and like found fragments of him and maybe form an autopsy, be like, yep, no foul play. Definitely a pig did this. And cleared his name.
I guess, but I mean, just for the sake of arguing with you, it's well known. I think the author makes sure that it is well known that Brannigan doesn't like children. Um, so if you
Mm.
Yeah, so if you go to the cops and you say, "Yeah, this little boy crawled into my pig pen and my pigs maliciously went out of their way to eat him," who's to say you didn't choke him out or slit his throat and then let the pigs eat him?
You know what? That's fair enough. I kind of forgot about that detail. Okay. So he does have something to gain. He needs a believable story. That I guess that changes my whole view on the farmer. I just kind of viewed it as a like unfortunate circumstance. Like it just happened to be his farm and his pigs that happened to it. And like he wasn't gonna tell anyone because he was afraid, not because he has a reputation of hating on children.
Yeah, I do totally agree that he is it, an unfortunate person that this happened to him. But everything just kind of stacks against him, and talking through it like that makes a lot of sense to me. I was kind of spitballing there for a second, but while I spoke, I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, honestly. He's kind of just in this really bad spot with how he's lived his life and how everything turned out for him.
Yeah, no, I perfectly agree. The more you explained, the more I could picture it and see the thought process behind the farmer. I that addresses everything I wanted to talk about. Is there any last comments or final thoughts you have, Cicada?
No, I mean this was a good story. I'm going to end up changing my rating when we get that far, but no, it was short, concise. I covered everything I wanted.
Perfect. Well, then let's get straight into the ratings. I am gonna give it a 8 out of 10. I think it was a great story. It was nice and short, and the ending was perfect.
Yeah, originally I had it up as a 7.7 out of 10, but I think I'm going to also have to go with an 8. I think this is exactly what you want out of a good story. I think if they could have made it a little bit longer, had some sort of more to it. Obviously it's a good ending and it's a good build up and everything makes sense and it ties up nicely. But I feel like there just could have been more. And I think that would have made it a 9 or a 10 for me.
That makes perfect sense, and I also think for those of you keeping track to the banter, this is, I believe, the first time Cicada and I have fully agreed on the story.
Oh, absolutely. We've both rated stories high and we've both rated stories low, but I think this is the first time you and I have actually given the same score. And I think that this is the definition of an 8 out of 10.
Oh, yeah. No, I fully agree. But on that note, Cicada, it is time to bar the barn doors.
I suppose it is. You all have yourselves a wonderful evening.
Good night, everyone. We'll see you next week.